What's up, everybody? Back in our mock draft. Today, I'm actually bringing you a lot longer of an episode of this. It's going to be about 12, 13 minutes long, so I hope you guys enjoyed the longer segment. I got a lot more picks I'm breaking down today, and let's dive right into this. At pick number 1, it's still not a shocker. I still haven't seen a mock draft where Trevor Lawrence doesn't go number 1. He is having surgery where he's going to be likely out for 5 to 6 months soon, which doesn't take down his stock at all, in my opinion. Sure, it's worrisome, but he had a phenomenal pro day yesterday with the Jaguars coach in attendance. That was cool to see. He was throwing absolute dots. The arm wasn't bugging him as his non-throwing arm. I don't know if he'll miss time because of this new surgery, but we'll see. But he's still the number 1 pick. At number 2, I am still sticking with Zach Wilson. These Sam Darnold trade rumors are actually kind of starting up right now, conveniently, right when I start to put Zach Wilson at number 2 consistently. I think it makes sense for them to go quarterback. Get rid of Sam Darnold's he's going to be asking for a lot more money than what Wilson will be making here in his rookie contract. So get that new contract in and get some trade value for Sam Darnold. He's still got some good trade value. I think you can get a second rounder for him, maybe some more. But I think there's definitely a handful of teams that'd be willing to give them a second rounder for Darnold. I definitely switched it up here. Usually I've been going Smith and Sewell, but I'm going Jamar Chase here. I'm going with a bigger body wide receiver. You kind of already have a really nice slot receiver, like somebody who can play in the slot in Parker. I'd say get more of a deep route guy, go Chase. Smith can actually do both. He can play slot and he can play deep, but his body's just a little smaller. Even though I still like Smith more than Chase as a wide receiver, I'm going to switch it up and go Chase right here at number 3 to the Dolphins. At number 4 for the Falcons, I am still sticking with a quarterback. I really just think that makes the most sense for them. Matt Ryan, he's getting a lot older. You got to unload his contract here at some point. You got to go for the future because you got to ask yourself, do you really think this Falcons team is going to land a top 5 pick again in the next few drafts? I don't think so whatsoever. I think they're too talented to do that. So that's why I'm going with a nice quarterback. At number 5, this is a really easy pick for me. I'm going Sewell to the Bengals. There's really no other option on the board right now. Sewell just dropped, in my opinion, down to this pick for the Bengals. He can be a generationally young offensive lineman. Really help Joe Burrow. He's super young, so let's see how well he develops. His floor isn't as high as you'd like it to be, but his ceiling is just so massive. At number 6 with the Eagles, I'm giving them a present. I am going Devonta Smith. I think that's how you say his first name. I always get tripped up by the dude's first name. But he's the Heisman winner. He can do just about everything for you. Like I said before, his only massive question is his size. We'll see if it works out in the NFL. I'm not too worried about it, but it definitely could be a problem. But he can do basically anything for you. He can play in the slot. He can run deep. I think this would be a really good pairing for him and Jalen Hurts, who I think Jalen Hurts will be their quarterback for next season. That's my prediction right now. But yeah, I'm going Smith. At number 7, I'm also going wide receiver with the Lions. I'm going Jalen Waddle. I don't think you take a QB here. I think you wait till next year at least. You unload Goff's contract then. So this is what I think the Lions should do. Take a wide receiver here who could potentially be a generational talent in Waddle. And then next year, they're definitely going to have a top 5 pick. Take the best QB available there and unload Goff's contract. I think that's a perfect rebuild plan for them. And I think that's just an amazing future move. I don't know what quarterback, but definitely better quarterback than Lance. Now I am going Trey Lance here at number 8 to the Carolina Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater just isn't it. I think Trey Lance will be a development project for 1 to 2 seasons. So your Teddy Bridgewater contract is completely fine if you're a Panthers fan. He will probably live that out unless they decide to trade him. And Lance really just develops well. But I doubt he starts a game, maybe 1 or 2 games in his rookie season. He'll be playing behind Teddy Bridgewater if the Panthers do draft him. Maybe even the second year they do that too. But if he develops right, he's going to be a young stud. Now I'm going cornerback here for the Broncos like always, Patrick Surtain. They also just released AJ Boye, their former Pro Bowl cornerback. So this just absolutely increased the value of what Surtain would bring to this team. I think it just makes too much sense. They could also sign a guy like Patrick Peterson, although I just feel like Patrick Peterson is going to go for a team that's looking to contend. I think he would want to win a championship at some point here. But I think Surtain's the right pick. For the Cowboys, I did go offensive tackle last time. This time I'm switching back to Caleb Farley, cornerback. Some people think he's the best cornerback. He definitely could be. I think this is going to be a great young duo between Farley and Diggs. For the future, if this squad develops, these 2 cornerbacks, that could be the best cornerback duo in the league for a long time, but it's kind of hard to say that. We'll see if it happens. Diggs wasn't too great in his rookie year. I think Farley would be really good in his rookie year. Now I'm switching up this pick also. I'm going Kyle Pitts. I had a lot of comments about me not taking Pitts at 11. I'll go with it this time. I think he definitely is an option here. He really would help this team. They do have Evan Engram still. He was a Pro Bowler last year. We'll see what he can do this year. But Kyle Pitts can also play a wide receiver. He can do almost everything for your offense. He's not the best blocking tight end, but he would really increase the value of this Giants offense. And they are trying to compete for a playoff spot this next year. It's between them and Washington, in my opinion, and Dallas. Now, every mock draft has to have one weird pick. This is my weird pick. Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle to the 49ers. I said give Jimmy G another chance this year. If it doesn't work out, then you definitely move on from him. There are some spots, like I could have gone Caleb Farley there, but I did take Caleb Farley at 10, so he just wasn't on the board. I think I went Caleb Farley last mock draft. This is a weird spot. I would not go Mac Jones right here. I don't think his value is too high right there. I'll go later in the draft for Mac Jones. But, yeah, this is a weird pick. Comment what you think about it. Now, for this pick, for the Chargers, I'm giving Herbert more help. I'm going Samuel Cossi, offensive tackle. Really help out that O-line and Herbert's future. I really do think you got to do whatever you can to make him a better player because he is going to be your franchise QB for a very long time if he stays. And he could be a generational talent at the QB position. So, hey, keep building pieces around him. He's just going to keep getting better and better. And maybe go for a wide receiver talent later in this draft. For the Vikings, I am also going with an offensive lineman to help out Cousins. Their whole offensive line last year wasn't too great. I'm going Christian Darsaw here. Dalvin Cook could also benefit off this a lot in the running game, but mainly I'm going for that passing help. I really think that guys like Kirk Cousins and the Vikings team as a whole could benefit off this. Some people are going edge rush, but they got some guys returning next year like Daniil Hunter. I think their edge is fine. I think you just got to go with an offensive lineman to help out that front five and just help out Kirk Cousins and literally everybody on the offense. At 15, we're bringing in big defensive help for the Patriots. I'm going Micah Parsons. I didn't really see too many offensive weapons that I really liked for this Patriots team. I could have gone with a guy like Rashad Bateman, but I really like that defensive talent of Micah Parsons over them. Yes, they definitely do need offensive talent at this point. They could have gone Mac Jones also. I could do that for the next mock, but I really just don't think you can pass on a talent like Micah Parsons. Now for the Cardinals, I am going to give them a bunch of edge help. I am drafting Kwity Paye for them, or Kwity Paye. I think this is a great pick. Really help that defense. Their offense looks really good. There's not too many holes there. Maybe the offensive line could use some more help, but when you got a guy like Kyler Murray who can move out of the pocket like it's nothing, your offensive line doesn't need to be too great. Like, if you had a top 5 offensive line with Kyler Murray, there's no way the dude's getting sacked with how elusive he is as a quarterback. But really help out this defense here. I think this team's making the playoffs next year, and that's a great pick in my opinion. Now for the Raiders at 17, I am also giving them some edge help. I am drafting Joshua Osai, edge rusher. Their offense is completely fine in my opinion. I don't really know why so many people are hopping off the Derek Carr train. I'm completely fine with him as a quarterback. I would not go with Marcus Mariota based off of one good game he had. I don't think it's enough. I think he's a fantastic backup for that team and can be a starting QB on a lot of rosters. I mean, not a lot, but a few. But I think you stick with Derek Carr. I think Waller's nice. I like Jacobs a lot in the backfield. This team's got a good offense. Now for the Dolphins, I'm going to continue to put talent around Tua. I really want to work for him. And how it works for him is if you put a lot of talent around him, it's really going to benefit for him. I'm taking Najee Harris, running back. I believe they played together at Alabama. I would assume they did. He's a fantastic running back. He's an extremely powerful running back that's extremely elusive. I am so excited to see him in the NFL. I really do think this kid could have a shot at winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. Of course, you guys got guys like Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson you're going to be competing against. But I think he's definitely going to be up there. I really think he gets a lot of snaps, too, with that Miami team. I'm really helping out this Washington offense with Rashad Bateman, wide receiver from Minnesota. He's an amazing slot guy, and I think Heineke's going to be their quarterback next year. They just signed him to a 2-year deal, I believe, not too long ago. I really liked what I saw from Heinicke. He looked phenomenal. He threw a really good game against Tom Brady in the playoffs, and their defense is just so good. I don't think there's really any holes you need to fix on that defense currently. Just continue to add to the offense, and this team could be a legit playoff team again next year. Now for the Bears, I am not going to the quarterback. I'm going Terrence Marshall Jr., wide receiver. I really do think Allen Robinson is going to be leaving the Bears this season. They could be trading for a guy like Carson Wentz, who could be their QB for the next few years, or they stick with Mitchell Trubisky. I'm not too low on either of those guys. I mean, I think Trubisky could be a good quarterback at some point in his career, although I'm not too high on him either. But you really just got to, help that quarterback out with talent. Now for the Colts, I am taking a quarterback, finally, Mac Jones. I'm not too happy with this pick if I am a Colts fan. If I was making the selection for the Colts, I probably would something else. But again, mock draft is a prediction type deal. So I am predicting them to take Mac Jones here. He could be a great quarterback. He definitely needs a lot of help around him. Of course, that offensive line is going to be phenomenal for him right out the bat with Quinn Nelson and everybody else in that O-line. The wide receiver core is decent. You got Pittman, you got Hilton. Hopefully Hilton stays. This could be a good fit. We'll see how he does. Next for the tight ends, I am getting some more edge help. I'm going Gregory Rousseau. I think there's definitely a massive possibility that Clowney's out of town in this season, so you really just got to fill that role again. This team's definitely a playoff team again. You got a guy like Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill in that offense, not to mention A.J. Brown. Just keep adding to that defense, add to the edge, get more sacks going. I don't know if you lose Clowney or not, but just prepare for it. Now for the Jets, I'm going to running back Travis Etienne. Yes, our defense needs a lot of help, but I'm a massive fan of helping out that quarterback. And I think Travis Etienne is really going to help out Zach Wilson, as he is a great running back. Of course, that offensive line still definitely needs help, but I think that's something you can try to fill in the offseason with the cap space that this team has, and later in the draft, or maybe even next year's draft, but really add on to that talent around Wilson. I'd like to apologize to Steelers fans because I just took two great running backs. They want to take a running back definitely, but I'm still going Vera Tucker, offensive lineman here, help out Big Ben. I think he's definitely going to be the quarterback for one more season. I think this is Big Ben's last year in Pittsburgh / the NFL for good. He's just a sitting bean in the pocket. You got to keep adding to that offensive line so he doesn't get sacked because he can't move at all. And for the last pick of this draft, I'm going to be drafting J.C. Horn, cornerback for the Jaguars. Help that defense out. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm going to try dropping our mock draft on Monday, as I do not have school because it's President's Day. But I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks to everybody who's still watching. You're absolute goats. See ya. Peace.